Rome's full attention has turned to the Numidians to the south and to the east, and Romulus' bloodline is looking stronger than ever. We're about to hit 50 turns, by the way. Year 48. Almost to 50. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Old World in our early access series. We pretty much wrapped up all of our possible actions at the end of the last turn. So let's go ahead and end the year and see where we can go from here. Now, the Numidians are doing some damage to me. Oh, and it looks like the Numidian tribe up north of the mountains is coming after our scout. After a visit to an ascetic retreat, your son, Prince Faustus Fabius, returns to the palace, moved by his experiences. He wonders about a role of humanity in the greater cosmos, unsure if a person should question their place or submit to a higher authority. He asks about your views on religion and philosophy. So we can say a life of curiosity will serve you well. So he would become a scholar. He'd no longer be a diplomat. And this would allow inquiry and capital if he were the leader, which gives us the ability to redraw text. So in other words, talked about this earlier in the series, but when you choose a technology, all of the other choices that you didn't pick get shuffled to the bottom of the deck, but this allows you to redraw text in a certain way. I'm not 100% sure that I'm explaining that correctly because it's not something that I've actually done yet. But again, the technology system is based upon making a choice that causes you to lose the other choices for a time. We are all at the mercy of the divine, so this would make him pious and give additional gold income. He would not lose anything. He's currently a diplomat. And let's remind ourselves what this means. Yeah, I like the idea that he's a diplomat. So turning him into a scholar would mean that we would lose that. I'm still figuring out the exact controls. Like I just middle click to make that tooltip stay, but you have to left click away from it in order to close it. So he asked about your views on religion and philosophy. And then so he'd become pious in this case, but he wouldn't lose diplomat. Also, Roma would get a culture boost. That's worth pointing out. Let's say we're all at the mercy of the divine. How about that? All right, next unit. You can always hit tab, by the way, if you want to activate this context-sensitive button down here. All right, so this settler is ready to go. Where else do we have a settler training? Ostia. We have a worker training in Aratium. Probably need to go ahead and settle there, but we will also have this place cleared out before too much longer. So yeah, I feel like this settler would be best for this city site, and this one would be best for here. So why not go ahead and bring you down to, let's just have, it's going to be a couple turns before we're completely finished with this location. So I'll just bring you there for now. And then let's see. Let's move you here. I think I do want to move you here. That'll give you the ability to attack from far, guaranteeing the victory of the next unit. Oh, interesting. That did not guarantee the victory of that unit. So noted. All right, let's... Yeah, notice that it does show the skull when you are definitely going to defeat them. A crumbling prison stands in the Numidian settlement. Scores of soldiers and citizens from Rome have been languishing here for years, most believed dead by their loved ones. Their release calls for celebration. Yay! Wow, we can arm them and put them at the front. Let them return to their families. +2 citizens in Beneventum. That's freaking cool. So we have more citizens up here now that we can work with in terms of setting up specialists and doing other projects. All right, so more barbarians up this direction, which is kind of annoying, but go ahead and throw some stuff at them. And then annihilate them like so. Of course, can't do anything else with that unit. 467. I could go ahead and promote you, technically, but I don't need to promote you. There are some units that need upgrades. I could buy the upgrades. I'm making a decent amount of gold per turn, but I think what I'll do is wait, because we are finally building up iron, and we'll be building up more. Right now we only have an income of 5.3. I could always buy or sell too. That's one thing that I haven't messed with too much yet. Remember, you have this ability for all of the resources in the game at any time. Well, these core resources, so food, iron, lumber, and stone. You can buy and sell at any time, which is freaking awesome. Is this a hilltop? That is a hilltop. Nice. So I definitely want to have the a study atop the hilltop here. Let's have you guys... Yeah, we'll have the Spearman positioned here. And then I suppose I can move the Axeman here, and then the Slinger there. Beautiful. Okay, our forces arrived at the Numidian stronghold just in time. Signs suggest that the Numidians were preparing for a massive sustained invasion of our lands. Luckily, most of the weapons remain in an unused stockpile. What should we do with this discovery? So we can arm our soldiers for the coming wars and gain a spearman, or we can break the weapons down for materials. Oh, look at that. 100 iron and 100 lumber immediately. Hell yes. I am fine with my current army. Now I just want to hit these guys, so they're a little bit weaker next turn. I imagine that is... Yeah, see, I got excited because I saw the skull, so I was like, maybe I can attack, but no, I can't. I imagine that is a factor in combat. Then again, it might not be. I'm not seeing any indication in this combat preview here that their strength is at all affected by the fact that the unit's been weakened. So that might not be a thing in the game yet. Keyword potentially there, yet. But let's see, what else can we do? I think I just want to keep you here. Let's pass your turn. Oh, okay, space bar. That's good to know. And then sleep is shift space. Good. Starting to read the tooltips. Much more, in terms of the UI, much better UI than Civ 6 so far, even though it's still a work in progress. And a lot more in terms of nuance to controls that needs to be learned. So picking it up little by little for sure. All right, so you guys, I'm also going to skip your turn so I can just hit space. Good to know. Yeah, same here, space bar. All right, and then you can move technically one more tile, but I'd rather go to the next unit. Oh, hey, another settler's ready in Rome. Perfect. So this settler... Well, yeah, this settler can come down here. We can't actually move them that far. I'll just move them here, and that'll be it. Well, tell you what, let's move them here, and then maybe there's a worker that I can give some orders to. Yeah. See? There's one more thing I can do here. We haven't built a harbor yet in Rome, and that's kind of a shame. So let's go ahead and move this worker out here. Now that does take an order, so we're going to have to do that next turn. Sad day. All right. End the year. Okay, this is awesome. I didn't realize we also have settler training in Rome. Somehow overlooked that. Reports of a barbarian raid near Arretium. What? Near Arretium? What are you talking about? Arretium is here. I mean, yeah, there are barbarians up here, but that's Gades, though. That's really weird. I don't know what to make of that. Let's go ahead and move these units back so they're in a good defensive position. This tile looks like it will be fixed in one turn. I think that's what it means. Oh no, it disappears in 1 year. So if it's pillaged, I guess you have to... I might have been misinterpreting that. Tell you what, let's just experiment a little bit and see what happens. This right now is a marble quarry. So if we don't repair it, do we just lose it, is the question. We have a worker training up in Gades, which we could rush, I suppose. Yeah, it's not a developed enough city. So no, I actually can't rush it. All right, lesson learned. Yeah, so this is our current specialist. Where else can we bolster our production? We have a mine here. No, those aren't mines. Those are temples. We've got, this is our barracks. This is our, or no, courthouse and barracks, not temples. These are all quarries. So there's nothing right now that I can do to bolster metal production here, which is fine. I can go ahead and order the training of a spearman. Although I think what I'd rather do... We have workers in this area, yes? Yes, we do. So I don't need another worker. So let's go ahead and build Treasury 2. Let's work on that. Those improvements, we have had general confirmation in the comments. Obviously, we'll all learn more as time goes on and as the game changes. We're at the very beginning stages here. But there is confirmation that these kind of count as buildings for the central city tile. So I appreciate those of you who helped confirm that. The war with the Numidians has gone on long enough. You may wish to consider peace. Our spies report that one of the Numidian warlords seeks a mate. A match with your heir may be the solution to all our problems. Let's discuss peace later. Eager citizens of Roma come forward wishing to help support the city's defenses. They have the will. All they need is the direction. What shall we tell them? Construct primitive city walls or conduct emergency training drills. I like the idea of having walls in Rome. Sweet. Okay, so still working on that texture. So now Rome is missing a texture, but I like it. So we now have Rome walled in. And I can move this. Is that the spot where I want the city? That's flat. That's flat. That's flat. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use this one. And what do we have in terms of cities? We have... two, and 2. So I think this should be a Fabii city. There we go. Capua has been founded. Capua. Okay, you need to heal up. And then I can go ahead and upgrade this guy to a spearman, finally. It is time. I can heal you up too. Probably a good idea. Let's just have you fortify for the time being. Let's upgrade you as well. That's needed to happen for a while. It's interesting, when I gave that order a moment ago, I didn't actually see them become a spearman. So, because we just saw that unit become a spearman. So that might have been the same unit, actually. So I'm not sure what was going on there. You need to move across the river at some point. This hilltop could be a good position for you, so we'll leave you there. Skip the rest of your turn. Skip the rest of your turn as well. By the way, I haven't forgotten the general practice in the series that I mentioned early on of going through some stuff in the beginning of each video, but we have this war with the Numidians that we've been pursuing, so I wanted to focus on that, both narratively and from a gameplay perspective, just to get through this, and then we'll return to kind of examining the tech tree. We still have to do the bottom third of the tech tree or so, and then see what else we can dive into as we scrutinize the game in its early version. Let's see. I think, yeah, I'm just going to skip that guy's turn too. So now, I mean, there's some Numidians over here, and some Numidians here and here. Let's go ahead and have you guys just fortify up for a bit. Skip your turn. Yeah, I'm going to have all of them fortify because they can't heal. They're outside of friendly territory. You can heal, though. All right, I think we absolutely should get a worker going here in our brand new city. So let's queue that up. And we still have 11 orders, which is nice. So I can bring this settler down to the city site immediately. These are both flat tiles, so I'm just going to bring them straight down to this location. And we are going to found a Julius City, Julii. So this is now... Wait, don't we already have Brundisium? No, that's Beneventum. All right, so Brundisium has been founded. Excellent. Okay, we don't quite have the lumber for this, so we can buy it with gold, or we can buy the lumber like so. Although, how much do we need? We need 60. It's pretty expensive. And yes, I can hold shift to buy 10 or control to buy 100. But I wanted to get a sense for how much the cost might have been changing. It actually didn't change that much between purchases there. It stayed at about 16.6. So I wonder if it changes at the beginning of each turn rather than changing organically as you buy and sell in the moment. It might actually... So next turn, because I just bought a lot of wood might be more expensive. Okay, get that harbor going. Okay, now I do need another mine. I've got one here. An additional mine wouldn't hurt. Don't have land consolidation yet, so we can't do a citrus grove. So let's get a... No, I want a mine, please. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Doing a little bit more resource buying now, I suppose. Wonder-wise, what else will I be able to build? We've got the lighthouse, the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, the Acropolis, the Colossus, the museum, Circus Maximus. Ooh, we've got to build that. The Pantheon and the Grand Bazaar. Circus Maximus. That's going to require legendary culture, so we definitely need to build up to a point where we can do that. We are still working on the Oracle, by the way. That's 5 years away over in Aratium. Thinking. I've only got 2 orders left. Not much I can do with this worker unless I were to send him here and do something specific. Let's see. We could build an amphitheater. Let's do that. We don't have any amphitheaters yet. That seems like a good idea. And we are out of orders, so now it's just a matter of giving some orders to our cities. All right, our brand new city of Brundisium, yeah, we need a worker. It's going to take 9 years, but that's okay. End the year. All right, so Carthage is still going after the barbarians. I think I just lost that scout. For whatever reason, I wasn't getting... I think because I had a certain order set up for them. I forgot they were up there, because they're up north of the mountains, but I had a certain order set up for them where they weren't... Maybe I was telling them to fortify, and because they're fortified, the game wasn't cycling me back to them. I had completely forgotten about them. Okay. A delegation from Carthage arrives with a marriage proposal for Duchess Sulpicia Fabia. So I don't know that I want to intermarry with Carthage. That's just a frustrating thought to me. Commerce studies. Now that Sulpicia Fabia has completed her study of commerce, how shall she contribute to the court? What role best suits her? So we can make her an orator, or we can make her a builder. Builder can add urban tiles. Multiple workers can build. Let's have a builder. We haven't messed around with that too much yet, and we have another family member training up to be an orator, so I think that makes the most sense there. Yeah, that scout just got annihilated, unfortunately. Sadness. Let's see, we have this, we could build a mine here, a barracks here. I mean, we could really build anything, anywhere. We don't have to obey the game's instructions anymore. I'm just trying not to make too many assumptions. Now, why can't I build a farm here? Because I don't have the lumber. Making 11.8 per year. Yeah, so now notice that the costs have changed, and lumber is more expensive, as you would expect. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and build a farm there. And I think I will go ahead and we're going to cut the scrub. That'll give us Awesome. That actually gave us some lumber right away. We'll clear the land. It'll give us another bit of lumber. And then I think up on this side, the best thing to do would be to build another mine. Continue to improve our metal income to the best of our ability. All right, there aren't too many farms around this particular city yet. All right, so this is a courthouse. Tell you what, and that's a barracks. Let's see if we can build a farm here. We actually are out of lumber again, though. So maybe there's some stuff that I can do. There is, actually. If we cut this scrub and clear the land. It's taking up orders, but I still have 21. Now we can build a farm. So great. All right, so we've got a garrison here. And remind me what you do. Okay, so this just enables the city to have a governor and gives the city 20 additional defenses. We can build another amphitheater in Antium, which I really like that idea. Starting to have more amphitheaters in place. We have this option now, of course, since we've done some research into theater. Drama, perhaps, as well. All right, this worker is done, so we can definitely build a quarry here. On to the next unit. Okay. We have 498 training currently. I think I'll just skip your turn, skip your turn. Oh, let's also look up here. Okay, so it looks like the pillaging did go away on its own and the quarry is still there. So that answers that question. The quarry, it says it's going to disappear, but what it was talking about is the pillaging modifier disappearing, which makes more sense. I could have seen it going either way, but I think ultimately that is a reasonable outcome. Okay, so we have Numidians here and Numidians here. I've got an army here and an army here. I think it makes the most sense to go here and here. I don't know that the Numidians are planning to attack from this direction. It would be really annoying if they did. Also, these troops are not healed up. That's another problem. So it might make more sense to... No, I think I'm going to go with these troops hitting this location. I think that makes the most sense. So, Slinger needs a hilltop location. Doesn't need one. Tell you what, let's bring the Spearman down. It's going to take 5 orders just to get them in position. Ooh, holy crap. Should have scouted first. That's okay, though. That's okay. So we're probably going to lose some units here. I can deal as much damage as possible to the central unit, though. There's a couple things I could do. Let's go ahead and... we need to get this Spearman down there. See, they can't even move any farther. Should have scouted first. Interesting. Carthaginian settler down here. I think what I might do... Yeah, we can't upgrade you. I can't even... yeah, I don't even have the ability to buy this upgrade right now because we are so low on gold. We have a great gold income, but we've just been spending it. So this unit needs to come like right here. I'm thinking in terms of having a lot of units in close proximity to each other so that all of these units have different units to kind of attack and hopefully spread their attacks out. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So we are out of orders. Sad day. So that'll be interesting. That was my bad. I should have scouted first, but I did not. And I'm going to pay the price. Almost certainly. Why don't we go ahead and build a slinger in Poe? Blame game, what have we here? The variety of missions, by the way, in this very early version of the game is just fantastic. I know I've already mentioned that there were over 1,000, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm just enjoying it. A mission from Carthage arrives in court eager to discuss recent tensions. Both Asdrubal and his heir Yutpan are in attendance. During the debates, Asdrubal turns on Yutpan and blames his younger generation for lashing the dogs of war. In response, the heir accuses the king of weakness in the face of his rivals. The pair turns to you, each expecting validation. So Osrabal, remember, is the king. Interesting that the king just like showed up and is debating stuff. The king of Carthage just showed up in Rome and is debating their internal politics in Rome. All right, so we can agree with Osrabal. We can say conflict is not the solution. We can agree with Yapan. Weakness breeds defeat. We can say nothing and suggest a short break in negotiations. Let's say nothing. I'm going to kick Carthage's butt at some point, so. Choose research. Now, land consolidation is one that we could really benefit from because we have some luxuries that we haven't yet been able to improve. And the game is recommending it, so let's go ahead and do that. New ambassador. Tensions have been high between the royal court and the Claudius family. To alleviate this, the Claudii request that Servius Claudius, the drill master, be made your ambassador in place of Ambassador Rhea Fabia. Now, she currently is a great scientist and a scholar, so it kind of makes sense to have a diplomat in place as the ambassador, does it not? It's kind of, I mean, it would make the Claudius family happy, and the Fabius family is, they're very, very happy right now. So let's go ahead and say it will be done. Yeah, so they're not as happy with me, but now the Claudii are not as pissed. So that worked out. All right, we're about 27 minutes into the episode. So what I'm going to do, as much as I would love to see how much Carthage is going to wreck my, or not Carthage, but the Numidians are going to wreck my face in the next turn or so. I'm going to stop this episode here, and then let's see how close we are. 2 years away from a settler in Ostia, 4 years away from a slinger in Aratium, 3 years away from a settler in Roma. All right, so that settler will be able to come here, and then the other settler will be able to come to one of these. So we're going to need one more settler on top of that to finish taking care of the Numidians in this direction. We also have a barbarian encampment here, and I'm a little bit concerned about what the Carthaginians think they're up to over here, but I don't know that they have a unit supporting this settler, so I don't know that that settler is going to be able to accomplish much. They're just going to kind of hang out, and if they take one of these city sites from me, that'll give me even more reason to kick their butts in the future. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.